The story of Air Jordan. How Nike signed Michael Jordan. For starters, Air Jordans have become a symbol of basketball culture. I mean, if you show up to the court wearing anything other than Jordans, are you even really playing basketball? It's like a rite of passage to own a pair. And let's be real, they make you feel like you can fly. Pun intended. But it's not just about looking cool on the court. Air Jordans have actually had a huge impact on the game of basketball itself. You see, basketball shoes were pretty basic before the Air Jordan line came along. They were just sneakers with some extra padding and support. But the Air Jordans changed everything. They introduced new technology like air cushioning and lightweight materials, making players faster and more agile on the court. I mean, we all know they're cool, but what makes them so special? It's hard to imagine basketball culture without the iconic Air Jordan sneakers. They've become a status symbol, a fashion statement, and a performance enhancer all in one. But how did these shoes come to be? And what's the story behind Michael Jordan's partnership with Nike? So let's jump in and dive into the details of how Nike signed Michael Jordan and how the Air Jordan brand came to be. Let's play Full Court, baby, your go-to channel for the most interesting basketball topics on and off the court. Back in the 1980s, there was fierce competition in the world of basketball shoes. Adidas, Puma, Converse, they all wanted a piece of the pie. But in the end, there could only be one winner. And that winner was Nike. In the early 1980s, Nike was a relatively small player in the athletic shoe industry. They had some success with their running shoes, but they had yet to make a major impact in the basketball market. Nike was a rising force in the sneaker industry, but they were still far behind established brands like Converse and Adidas. They needed a game changer, a superstar who would bring their brand to the forefront of the basketball world. They needed a big break and found it in the form of Michael Jordan. At the time, Jordan was coming off his college career at the University of North Carolina. The Chicago Bulls had drafted him as the third pick overall in the NBA draft, and Nike saw an opportunity to capitalize on his potential star power. So they signed him to a 5-year deal worth $2.5 million, which at the time was a huge sum of money for an athlete endorsement. And the rest, as they say, is history. The man responsible for signing Michael Jordan to Nike was none other than Sonny Vaccaro, a legendary figure in the world of sports marketing. Vaccaro was a pioneer in the industry, always looking for new ways to market and promote athletes and their products. At the time, Vaccaro was working as a consultant for Nike, and he saw something special in Michael Jordan. He knew that Jordan had the potential to be a superstar, both on and off the court. So he convinced Nike to take a chance on him, even though some of the company's executives were skeptical. Vaccaro's vision turned out to be spot on, as Jordan became one of the most successful and iconic athletes in history. Nike started rolling out the Air Jordan line, which was initially met with some skepticism. People wondered why anyone would want to buy a shoe with a basketball player's name on it. But then, something magical happened. Jordan started to dominate the game of basketball like nobody before him. He was an NBA champion, a scoring machine, and a cultural icon. The Air Jordan 1 was the first shoe in the line, and it was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. The bold red and black colorway was a standout, but it was the high top silhouette that really set it apart. The NBA wasn't thrilled with the design though. They had strict rules about the color of players' shoes, and the Air Jordan 1 broke all of them. The NBA sent a letter to Nike stating the red and black basketball shoes violated league policy, incurring a $5,000 per game fine. The NBA policy was that shoes had to be 51% white and following what the rest of the team was wearing. Nike welcomed controversy, was determined to make the shoe a success, and they were willing to pay the fines for every game Jordan wore the shoes in. Jordan was already a talented player, but with Nike's backing, he became a true superstar. His style, charisma, and incredible talent on the court made him a marketing dream, and Nike used him to the fullest. They created iconic advertisements featuring Jordan, like the Be Like Mike campaign that became a cultural touchstone. And with each new release in the Air Jordan line, Nike pushed the boundaries of design and performance. And as Jordan's star continued to rise, so did the Air Jordan line. Each new model was more innovative and stylish than the last, featuring new materials, new colors, and new technology. And people couldn't get enough of them. Before long, Air Jordans were not just a shoe, they were a cultural phenomenon. People were lining up for hours, even days, just to get their hands on a new pair. They became a status symbol, a way to show off your love for basketball and your appreciation for style. And Nike knew exactly how to capitalize on this. They started to release limited edition models, creating a sense of exclusivity and rarity that only increased the hype around the brand. They also started to market the Air Jordan line beyond just basketball players. They used commercials featuring Spike Lee and other celebrities to showcase the shoes as a fashion statement, a way to express your personality and your love for basketball. And it worked. Today, the Air Jordan line is still going strong, more than 30 years after its inception. It's become a global brand with fans all over the world who appreciate the style, the innovation, and the legacy of Michael Jordan. But Jordan's success wasn't just about marketing. He was an incredible player with 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards, and 14 All-Star appearances to his name. His influence on the game was unparalleled, and his shoes became synonymous with basketball greatness. Even after Jordan retired from the game, the Air Jordan line continued to dominate the sneaker industry. Today, there are over 35 models of Air Jordan shoes, each one a must-have for basketball fans and collectors alike. And Jordan himself is still a legend, both on and off the court. He's an advocate for social justice issues and the majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets. And let's not forget about the fashion impact. Air Jordans are not just for basketball players. They're a fashion statement. You can wear them with jeans, shorts, or even a suit if you're feeling bold. They're a way to show off your love for basketball without actually having to be on the court. But beyond the fashion and the game itself, Air Jordans have had a cultural impact too. They've become a symbol of success and coolness. When you see someone wearing a fresh pair of Jordans, you know there's someone to be reckoned with. They've got style, they've got game, and they've got a shoe game that's on point. But it's not just about the shoes themselves. It's about what they represent. The Air Jordans represent hard work, dedication, and excellence. They represent a dream that anyone can achieve greatness as long as they're willing to put in the work, and that's something that transcends basketball and sneakers. Nike's marketing genius combined with the innovation of their design team allowed them to dominate the competition. They created a shoe that transcended basketball, becoming a fashion statement and a symbol of cool. And they did it all while staying true to their roots as a company that valued athleticism and innovation. They're more than just sneakers. They're a symbol of basketball culture, a game changer in the world of sports, a fashion statement, a cultural icon, and a representation of excellence. And it all started with a single signature on a contract. The story of Air Jordan and how Nike signed Michael Jordan is one of risk-taking, innovation, and the power of marketing. But most of all, it's a story about a partnership that changed the game. Without Jordan, there would be no Air Jordan. And without Nike, Jordan's impact on the game and sneaker culture might not have been as far-reaching. It's a legacy that continues to inspire basketball fans and sneakerheads around the world. And let's be real, they make us all feel a little bit cooler when we wear them. So lace up those Jordans, hit the court, and let's ball out. We hope you enjoyed our video topic today. Interact with us, subscribe, and hit the notification button to be notified when we upload more content. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below. Also, feel free to suggest any type of videos you would like to see on this channel. Full court.